Ladies, I am here tonight on the show. As you can see, I got a haircut today. I feel like a corporate yes man. Ladies and gentlemen, I am here tonight, and we're going to talk about Thursday Night Football, some other NFL news, and wrestling. We'll talk about the Major League Baseball playoffs. Only one game today. The other one was rained out. So we're going to review Dynamite. But first of all, let's talk about Thursday Night Football between the Commanders and the Chicago Bears. This game kind of sucked ass. Just like last week's Thursday Night Football, this game pretty much sucked ass, man. But I believe at the halftime it was only 3-0. Like, what the fuck? I believe the bet was 37 over or under, and because they only had 3 points at halftime, they decided to pay everybody that betted that it was going to be 37 under. So both teams are going to combine for less than 37 points. Everybody that said that got their money paid in the fucking halftime. That is how bad it was, and people they were so sure they were gonna win their money, so they fucked for that. I think it was like the first time ever that they actually freaking pay people their money at halftime. That is crazy, man. Overall ended up being 19 points. So definitely you would have won your money regardless. But that shit is crazy, man. What the hell, man? 3-0 at halftime. The Bears get a fucking field goal in the third quarter. We go to the fourth quarter, 7-3, Commanders leading, and then the Bears get their touchdown, and then we go to the fourth quarter. The fucking fumble, man, pendejo face, man. That led to the touchdown. They went to the fucking kick return. It went off the Bears' helmet. It fumbled. The Commanders got it. They scored a touchdown. And then they missed a 2-point conversion, so that's why the final score ended up being 12-7. And then the fucking final possession, man, pendejo face, man. The Bears could have had a touchdown, man. Freaking, I believe it was, I believe, what was it, Cole Kemet? I don't even know who the hell that was at the end there. Or was it fucking Darnell Mooney? One of those guys. They freaking had the ball and they dropped it, man. And then once they get control of it, they were out of the end zone. They landed at the 1 yard line. Touchdown didn't count. That was literally the fucking final play for the Bears. Then after that, the fucking Commanders just took the field, took a knee, and won the damn game 12-7, man. What a fucking shit show. Back-to-back Thursday nights. Jesus Christ, man. Justin Fields goes 14 for 27, 190 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Jesus Christ, man. He also left away with 88 yards. What's his face? Khalil Herbert, 75 yards. They ran for a lot, man. David Montgomery, 67 yards. They ran for 238 yards. Like, to me, I look at the Chicago Bears, I'm like, if they can just get this dude better receivers, they could really do something. Like, they kind of remind me of the Eagles, right? You know, you got David Montgomery, you got freaking Kyle Herbert, you got freaking Justin Fields. You just got to give this guy better weapons, and I think they can have a Philadelphia Eagles type offense with the running game they have, with the 2 running backs, Montgomery and Herbert, and then the ability to get out and run by Justin Fields. They got to get better weapons, man. Simple as that, man. Got to get this team better weapons. I do, Darnell Mooney had a good game, 7 catches, but Jesus Christ, man, if you can get this guy like 2 to 3 weapons, like Tua Tagovailoa has with he's got Jalen Weddle, fucking Tyreek Hill, even the tight end Mike Krzyzewski. Look at the Eagles, Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown. You give this dude some elite weapons. I think Justin Fields could have a very similar offense to what the Philadelphia Eagles have with Jalen Hurts, man. I really do. Freaking Carson Wentz, 12 for 22, 99 yards. This guy he's pretty much become a game manager at this point. Um, I mean, I don't know, man. The Carson Wentz, man. I mean, I think the Bears should have won this game, man. The Bears gave it to them when they freaking fumbled that kick, man. Gave it right to the freaking Commanders. If you ask me, Justin Fields was the better quarterback tonight. If that catch is made there in the end zone with control, the Bears score a touchdown and they win this game 14-12, man. Honestly, man. But they got to get better weapons for fucking Justin Herbert, man. Because I believe Justin Fields can be a good quarterback in this league. At least like Jalen Hurts or Tuitanga Bayola, if they give him better weapons, man. All right, let's go around the league, man. Let's go around the league tonight. Broncos Russell Wilson said his shoulder is feeling better after having a mini surgery during the 10 days off. But it's still there, the torn ligament or a slight torn ligament in his shoulder. So we'll see how he feels. Dak Prescott did participate in practice today. Things are looking better for him. But I think they're still going to start Cooper Rush this Sunday. Jarvis Landry, Michael Thomas did not practice. Neither did Marshawn Lattimore. Some injuries for the Saints this week. Nick Bosa also did not practice for the 49ers. Aaron Rodgers practiced, but he's got a thumb injury. He had it all taped up. I don't think it's broken, it's just injured, possibly sprained, but Aaron Rodgers is dealing now with a thumb injury. Let's see here. I think that's about it for the NFL, man. I think we're going to move on. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go to the national. Is there anything in the national basketball situation? I don't really think there is. Just, preseason. We're about 5 days away from opening night. Yeah, not really much going on. All right, man. Major League Baseball. Only one game today, man. Only one game today for frickin' Major League Baseball, as the Yankees and the Guardians game got rained out. So only one game. Frickin' the Astros take a 2-0 lead on the Mariners, 4-2, man. Nice little game today, man. Astros get it started with Tucker. With Kyle Tucker's solo homer in the second inning. Then the Mariners, they tied it 1-1 in the fourth inning. Then the Mariners actually take the lead. They actually take the lead in the inning, 2-1 in the fourth inning. And then Alvarez, man, freaking hits a 2-run homer. Once again, Alvarez kills them. Hits a 2-run homer, makes it 3-2. And then in the final inning, Alex Bertman brings in the final run, which I believe people were saying, don't pitch to Alvarez anymore because he's killing you in game 1 and game 2. But then I think they kind of like walked them in the 8th inning. But then Alex Bertman came in and hit the freaking single, and it drove in the final run. So it's like, they try to not pitch to him in that 8th inning, but then they still got bit in the ass with Alex Bertman. This lineup, it's freaking kind of loaded, man. In Jose Altuve didn't even hit, 0 for 4, but still, man, with freaking Jeremy Pena, Yordan Alvarez, Alex Bertman, Kyle Tucker, they're not even hitting that much right now, but right now their big problem right now is freaking Yordan Alvarez. He's been the pain in the ass, man. He's been the fucking pain in the ass. So Astros win it 4-2. And that's about it for baseball, man. Only one game today. Tomorrow I think we get 3 games. A lot of people were complaining about the scheduling because the Yankees, usually you play back-to-back, game 1, game 2. But this year they decided to take a day off in the middle. And today they decided to play and they got rained out. They said if they would have played last night, we would have. Now the Yankees are looking at having to play 4 straight games in a row. And a lot of Yankees fans are pissed off at that. Yeah, so very interesting. Why did baseball do that? Like, why did they, usually in baseball, unless there's like a traveling day where you have to go to the other team's city, like Houston, you have to go to Seattle. or New York has to go to Cleveland now. Usually, when you don't have to travel, you stay at the same city. There's no days off. Why the fuck was there? Why the fuck was there a day off? And now today was supposed to be the playing day, and it got rained out. Pendejo face by Major League Baseball, man. Pendejo face, honestly, man. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about some wrestling, and then we will call it a night. Alrighty. Let's see here, some wrestling here tonight. So pretty much, not much going on. Ariel Helwani, pretty much he interviewed Tony Khan, and he said the interview sucked ass. He said, he didn't want to talk about a lot of stuff. He tried to ask him about the CM Punk situation with the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega. He didn't want to do shit. Ariel Helwani said it was one of the most frustrating interviews I have ever given. I haven't seen the interview, but a lot of AEW people were mad. He's like, well, when Triple H, when he was, when you asked him stuff about like Sasha Banks and The Rock and Bray Wyatt, he didn't give you the best answers either. But you didn't like go off on him. But how come you went off on AEW Tony Khan? So then what's his name? Dave Meltzer went on Twitter and defended Ariel Helwani. Said, I just watched the interview. The interview that kind of sucked. Tony Khan was not giving you a lot of answers. So he pretty much defended Ariel Helwani that the interview did kind of suck ass. Tony, what was the point of Tony Khan doing this interview if he wasn't really going to give any answers? But yeah, man. Pretty much that, man. And then I guess we're gonna do AEW recap. Let's do AEW Dynamite. Recap. What the fuck is happening, man? Bear with me, ladies and gentlemen. I gotta get the cheat sheet here to make sure I don't skip anything that happened on the show. I kind of forget the little shitty parts. I kind of forget sometimes. So let me just make sure I get the frickin' card here, so I don't forget anything that happened. Let's see here. Okay. All right. So they start off with frickin' Renee Youngman or Renee Papuckett making her debut. And I thought she was going to completely take over the interviews, but they still had Tony Schiavone doing shit. I'm like, I don't know. If you hired her, just have her do everything, right? She started off the show interviewing Christian, and then it leads up to a match between Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy. Great match, great way to start the damn show. I thought it was a fantastic match, man. Table spots and everything. At the end, fucking Luchasaurus wins. But pretty damn good match. And then we get a backstage segment again with Renee Papuckett. She's interviewing Matt Hardy and Private Party, and then the firm comes in and tells them that we purchased the contracts of you guys. And I guess next is going to be a match between Matt Hardy and Ethan Page. I think it's going to be Ethan Page versus Isaiah. And if Ethan Page wins, Private Party and Matt Hardy have to be a part of the firm. So that's going to be on Rampage. So it's kind of funny. It's almost like they're kind of replacing the match we were supposed to have last week between Andrade and number 10. Whatever. Which, I don't know what they're going to do, man. Matt Hardy's now flying solo now with Jeff Hardy not being there because of the whole getting arrested for driving drunk. And then we get, I don't know, the fucking QT Marshall and Nick Camarto versus Samoa Joe and fucking Wardlow. Obviously a fucking squash match. Fucking Samoa Joe and Wardlow win. Jesus Christ, man. After the match, fucking a fucking Bruin suits. You get fucking Brian Cage coming out again. with the ambassador and all these idiots, and then it leads to FTR coming out. Then fucking Sean Spears makes his comeback. So I don't know, man, where they're going with that, man. They said the 10 again. I mean, I don't think they can use that, right? That was just WWE, the perfect 10 gimmick. I don't think they can use that in AEW. But anyways, whatever. Then we get Swerve versus Billy Gunn, and good match, whatever. But then the thing at the end there, obviously, fucking Swerve actually ends up getting the fucking win. He gets a fucking full roll up and freaking gets the win. And where the fuck was Keith Lee, man? Like, Jesus Christ, man, where the fuck is Keith Lee? He missed like 2 weeks ago because of the hurricane, and that was the excuse this week for Keith Lee not to be there, man. And then after the fucking match, Mark Sterling comes out with Tony Nese, and he pretty much tells him, we filed a trademark for Scissors Meet Daddy, and you guys can't use it anymore, otherwise we're gonna sue you guys. That is so fucking stupid, man. I wonder if this is gonna lead off to a fucking match, and the winner gets to keep the slogan "Scissors Meet Daddy." Like, what the fuck, man? Jesus Christ, man. And then we get an MJF interview, and pretty much Stokely shows up, and he pretty much tells him, Stokely, if you show up again, I will fire your ass. I don't know, man. A lot of people think they're gonna slowly turn MJF babyface. Who knows, man? Jesus Christ. And then we get probably one of the best pets of the show, man. Jon Moxley and fucking Adam Page in the ring, man. Fire ass promo, man. Fucking Adam Page hits himself. He almost busted his fucking head open, punching himself. Pretty much saying, all my friends are disappearing. In fact, some of them have disappeared. A lot of people were saying he was referring to the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega. And then I think the Dark Order, a lot of them are getting released. So it's next week, man. I think it's going to be Adam Page versus Jon Moxley for AEW World Championship. It's going to be a special edition on Tuesday because they're showing the playoffs on Wednesday, so they're moving up Dynamite to Tuesday next week. And it's actually going to be in the hometown of Jon Moxley, Cincinnati, so I don't see Jon Moxley losing that match. But you know what? Whatever, man. Great-ass promo, and still made it a little interesting. You do have MJF watching from a sweet box, with the frickin' cash-in briefcase, whatever the fuck it's called, the casino thing, the casino chip, whatever. So kind of, still reminding you, hey, this guy can cash in whenever he wants. Possibly next week after the Jon Moxley Adam Page match. And then you get I thought it was the main event. Same thing happened on Monday Night Raw, man. I thought the fucking main event was fucking Seth Rollins and fucking Bobby Lashley. Turned out it wasn't. Same thing, I thought the main event was about to be Bryan Danielson versus Chris Jericho. Turned out it wasn't. Another great match between these two. Although they're kind of wrestling a lot, man, lately, I feel like this is like the third time, like in a month, we get Bryan Danielson versus Chris Jericho. And then you freaking have Daniel Garcia turn on, he hits freaking Bryan Danielson with the belt, and he's back with the freaking, with the Jericho Appreciation Society. So it's like, what was the point of that whole shit? And if at the end of the day, Daniel Garcia was gonna fucking go back to the Jericho Appreciation Society. It's like, what the hell, man? Then we get a women's match: Jamie Hayter and Britt Baker versus Akura and Toni Storm. Freaking Akura and Toni Storm wins. Hey, man, Britt Baker's actually losing a lot lately. I will say that, man. And then we get the freaking match, I guess, for the All-Atlantic Championship, the forgotten title in AEW, I guess. The Bastard Pac versus Orange Cassidy. Great match, man. It was a good match. I enjoyed it, man. And at the end, man, Orange Cassidy wins the fucking All-Atlantic Championship. Orange Cassidy's first title in AEW. A lot of people are saying, yeah, man, there's so many damn titles in AEW that it's like, I think they have, with FTR counting all their titles, the Ring of Honor, New Japan, and AAA championships, plus the Acclaim being these have 4 fucking tag team titles in the fucking company, man. And then you have 2 world titles with the AEW World Champion by Jon Moxley and the Ring of Honor Championship by Chris Jericho. There's too many fucking titles. A lot of people have been complaining. I do feel sometimes, not just AEW, now WWE doesn't really do this because they don't. I think they only have U.S. the Intercontinental, the U.S. They only have 1 world champion right now, and then they got the women's champions, and then the women's tag team champions, and then the men's tag team. So they can't really do it because they don't have enough. But in the past, a lot of companies, I feel like this is almost like a strategy to to have a match, right? And Orange Cassidy versus Pac. Why? Because the All Alliance title's on the line. Oh, now I'm supposed to care. It's almost like it's a lazy way to make fans care about the match. There's no storyline behind it, but you should be invested in the match. You should care about the match because there's a title on the line. I think it could be a lazy way for wrestling companies to, an excuse of why we're having this match. I guess I don't know, man. I think AEW's problem too is they have all these partnerships, man. And then they bought in Ring of Honor. I don't know, man. Maybe they should just fucking. I think they should do what WWE did with WCW, man. ECW. They bought ECW and then they turned it into fucking NXT. Maybe they should fucking do that. Turn Ring of Honor into like their fucking minor leagues. If you want to rebrand it, name it something else. I just don't. You're barely getting fucking views on Rampage. What makes you think you're gonna get fucking views on fucking Ring of Honor TV show, man? I think they should just fucking kill that shit and rebrand it maybe as a fucking developmental system, like WWE did with ECW when they made it NXT. Even if Chris Jericho's the champion, man, then what? You got Samoa Joe as the television champion, and then what? Is Danny Garcia a big star? No, he's not. I don't know, man. I feel like the fucking Ring of Honor they should just fucking kill it and either kill it completely or at least turn it into a developmental system. That's what I would do, man. But anyways, until next time, I'm like a light. That's what I would do. But I don't know what the hell. I don't think it's gonna be a success if they try to make a Ring of Honor TV show.